Yo, welcome everybody to another episode of the Chop Shop Pod. Joining me today is my main man, Space Ghost. What go down, brother?
What's going down, Frank?
Ma-
Same old, man.
Man, we got some great topics to get into today, and I'm excited. We got some breaking news, and but we're gonna start off first with the first topic, which is the reveal of the Rockets of these throwbacks. Now, these caught everybody off guard on Twitter, on social media. They dropped the little sneak shot with the yellow and white. I didn't know where they were going with that. I was like, oh man, this
Yeah,
could go either really good or really bad. But what is your read on this? Do you like these, bro? Like, what you think about these jerseys?
I like them. I think just because they don't have red in them, they still kept it Rockets because they went back to the roots. And as far as I just like the color scheme, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I just liked it watching Notre Dame just to watch their jerseys, and this what it gives me that look of the Irish feel. Like that gold and green is just something like it meshes well together. Now, how it looks on the court, that's probably a different subject. But I like them. I think they fire, man. I wish they do a all green with the white trimming. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see that. But with I think they fire, man. I think people just overreacting for nothing. It's a lot of we in a down year, people. We trying to just sell jerseys. We just trying to throw something against the wall. We just trying to get through the ruts of being a bad team. And these jerseys is really not gonna be known or synonymous with Rockets history in the long run because it's not like we're gonna roll out these jerseys and then go win a championship with. And then you know what I'm saying. Now this got to be a jersey of standard because we won a championship in these jerseys. It's nothing like that. It's just something to keep the fans interactive with, something to pay homage to the old heads, to pay homage to the past and the founding fathers of the Rockets and just have fun with it. It was a nice curveball that I think a lot of people wasn't expecting, and I think they did a good job.
Yeah, so I mean, I agree. Initially I was kind of like a little bit on the edge about how it all looked. The green. Obviously, there's really not much that is associated with those colors in Houston. I am a Packers fan and stuff like. I guess there's that, but to me, the biggest thing that I see out of it is they could talk about the roots and all that stuff. What I see is the Rockets are turning the page and starting something new, so it's like almost symbolic of them bringing back something that's almost never been seen in the modern era for the Houston franchise. And the fact that Jalen Green is the one that's modeling it, and they selected him to be. Obviously, he's going to be our future star player. I think it shows that they're ready to build something. And as we know with these jerseys, bro, the thing that really makes them special is the memories that the players perform and how they play in them. So the jerseys don't make the player, it's the players that make the jersey. So what we hope is, like you pointed out, as we get better, that we can have some good memories in these new jerseys, and they'll be special to a generation of Rockets fans. So I'm not gonna hate on them because certain people don't like them because it's not a something that dream war or something. Like, bro, we got a new group of players here, and to me, this is a great way for them to blaze their own legacy. So, with that said, that's I think I like them, and hopefully we can do better than we did in them powder blue joints. Because if I ever have to see them blue jerseys again, bro, I'll just throw up, man. I'm
Bro,
sick of it.
I hate them jerseys.
Hate them.
Why did
I
we
hate them,
wear them so much? They wasn't even that good. Like
man.
we
Just
changed the
remember,
court and everything for them jerseys,
bro.
bro.
Them jerseys are cursed. I mean, we had COVID going through with them jerseys. That was when we had all the injuries on the roster. The Harden trade year. It was just so many bad memories attached to those
Yes.
powder blue. They should just burn them and never bring those back again. But I'm hoping. I feel good. I like the clean look. People don't like the pants on these green jerseys. I love them. I rock those pants. I buy the pants before I even buy the top of the jersey. So yeah, I
Facts.
think I'm ready to see what these new look Rockets do in these jerseys and build some new legacies and new memories. So yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm good with how they did that.
I mean, they ain't flashy, but they just look good.
Yep.
It's just something about that colorway, the scheme. It looks good. If it wasn't for the Rockets, I bet you everybody will love them. Like they just hung up on the fact that there's no red in them. It's so we just so anonymous with red that when you see Rockets in any other color, it's like don't fit. But I think these, even like I said, these got some meaningful point to them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just
Yep.
come off the shelf with some random, color. Like they went back to the heart of it all. San Diego Rockets. And I think they just alive. They live, man. So if you hating on on the new Rockets jerseys, you tripping. Matter of fact, most of the YouTube people that I polled, they liked it. It was like 70 some percent heavy in liking them. So if you hating on them jerseys, you just hating because they some
Facts.
they some fire jerseys. They some
They
fire
clean,
jerseys,
bro.
bro.
I'm not even mad at them. They clean, and the introduction with Toby doing the
Yes.
monologue was dope, bro. And yeah, he really sold me on it. I think just the fact that they had Toby do the monologue for the video for it. If you haven't seen that video, man, it's such a dope video. It's just, yeah, I like it, man. Let's build some new history. Hopefully, it's the start of something special, and maybe 20 years down the line, our kids are gonna be. This is gonna be their ketchup and mustard jerseys for them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got my Jalen Green San Diego throwback. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, yeah, bro, I'm excited about it.
I'm lit. Just like the whole internet is lit today talking about the Donovan Mitchell trade to the Cavs. This came really out of left field, but if anybody was to trade for Donovan Mitchell and make it work, I think this Cavs situation is the best spot for him. The Miami situation, I don't think it was that beneficial because that whole roster is more on the downside than maybe Bam is the only bright future I think got they have on Miami. And I don't think no other team like the Knicks, they the Knicks. Like they the Knicks. Like so I don't think no other team would have benefited getting Donovan Mitchell more than the Cleveland Cavaliers. What do you think?
Man, this is a so I'm gonna look at it from two sides. So I'm gonna go from Cleveland sides first. I think Cleveland, they hit a home run. So we'll look at the trade details. So the Woj reported that the trade has 3 first-round picks and 2 pick swaps going to Utah, along with Laurie Markkinen, Okai Agbaji, and Colin Sexton. And then obviously the Cavs get Donovan Mitchell. Those 3 first-round picks, I don't know if they've released the full like disclosure on those picks yet, but I don't see them being anything. To me, the reason that I don't like the trade for Utah side, it's not because of the return, it's because the team they sent them to. You're going to send them to a team with 3 players that are all-star caliber, young, and all of them are under 25. You feel me? And Mobley, Allen, and with Darius Garland. So you're sending him to a young, up and coming powerhouse, and you just basically solidified them. So they have a young core that could compete for the next half decade to 8 years. So I think that this is a case of people doing something because it's in vogue to do now in the NBA. Let's get the picks. Let's get this. But to me, the context matters. Like you can't just because you're gonna get a bunch of picks, the team matters. It's one thing if it was an aging team like Brooklyn, the Lakers, or Portland, or something like that. That's like okay, they're good right now. They got some stars, but they're on the back end. Then you can make a risk. But a young up and coming team, I don't know. So I think Cleveland won. I think Utah. I guess they're just getting the gravy from the Rudy Gobert trade, and this might not even impact them that much. But in the vacuum, I think that they could have waited till the season. I don't see why they rushed.
Me either. I think the Knicks had a better package, and the Knicks was willing to give up more. They was willing to give up better player caliber of guys from R.J. Barrett and Ob Toppin. They got potential. The Knicks, I don't know how they dropped the ball. I don't know if it was something said that the Jazz didn't like, or he just don't Ainge just don't like the Knicks. Why not take the Knicks package? I don't get it, because the Cavs, we already seen that injury riddled and all. They really is a playoff team. Truthfully,
Right.
they was a playoff team last season, and just to trade those unprotected picks for some Knicks Knicks picks that's pretty much is going to be mid to low level, not lottery picks. Why would you exchange that? I don't get it. I don't get the whole thought process behind taking the Cavs pick over the Knicks pick. Nothing sexier. Nothing sexy about those picks to me.
Yeah, I mean, Danny Ainge, I guess he's a mixed bag as a GM. I mean, we was all just crowning him the GOAT literally a couple of weeks ago or a month or however ago when they traded the Rudy Gobert package and got all the stuff they got back. Then you have something like this happen. I mean, if you look at some of the trades he made in Boston, I mean, obviously he's known for fleecing folks. So you would have to assume that he is doing something he feels like is something that's beneficial to the franchise. So, I mean, I don't know if to me, you can't call it either way because this trade is basically a bet that he's making, right? And he is just basically gambling on his future. And for our Chop Shop fans, if they want to gamble like Danny Ainge, why don't you go to betus.com, and if you click the link in the description in our description for this video right now, you will be matched 125% of your deposit. So if you put down $100, they're going to match you $125 for you to go and bet on the Rockets when the basketball season starts. Bet on the Texans, or if you put $1,000, they'll match you with a $1,250. So that's betus.com. The link for the Chop Shop link to get that exclusive promo is in the description of this video. That's betus.com. Join the game now. So, but yeah, with Danny Ainge, I really just, I guess he's gonna make a gamble, and just hope he gets his returns, because to me they really had opportunity to really make a killing with two big name players.
But they didn't get no type of caliber of player back, like of worth between those
Right.
two major trades. They didn't get no really good starters back at all.
I don't
Like,
think they care, bro. I don't think he cares. I guess the Harden model is the thing, so they're going full draft mode, and I'm not mad at it because yeah, I mean nowadays the kids coming out, man, they're just so good that it's like everybody is the top 15 gonna get you something. So he's really stripping it down to the Bears, and good luck to them, and we'll see how that goes for them. They're gonna go on that journey. You just when you're in that situation, you just kind of gotta, as Utah fans, just cross your finger and hope that you don't end up like the Sacramento Kings, or you don't end up like the Hawks were for like a decade between when Al Horford and them boys was over there competing and Trae Young. So, or how the Nuggets were before they got Melo, or there's so many teams that have, and that's one thing we can relate to the Houston, our team, is that these rebuilds aren't promised, man. It's more Kings and Nuggets of the past and Clippers of the past than they are these Golden State Warriors and these successful teams. So, good luck to them, and you just hope that they're able to do that.
yeah. Speaking of the Kings, I think they're gonna surprise us this year. They might end up. I don't nah, don't I'm not gonna corner myself like that.
Nah,
I was about to almost
you
put
being
some faith.
recorded now.
I was about to almost put some faith in the Kings, and I just thought about it. They
Yeah,
the
just
Kings, so no, I'm not gonna put no faith in the Kings, man. Moving right along, the Turkish delight, Mr. Alperen Sengun. He's been in the EuroLeague playing with FIBA. His performances is impressive or no to you, Frank?
It's a mixed bag for me, and I know obviously everybody knows I love Alperen Sengun. Like the game against Nikola Jokic team, he was really dominant in stretches of that game. Put up 17 points, 13 rebounds. Looked like one of the top two best players on Turkey's team, and he's still only 19. He doesn't turn 20 until October. So I was, I'm still impressed. The only thing that I'm disappointed in so far, it's not a big deal, but one is that I haven't seen any new thing added to his game, and I would say that's one of the downfalls of hooping year round, especially for a big, is you don't have that time in the lab to really develop some of these fine tuned stuff. Like we know Jalen is coming back with something. We know KPJ is coming back with something. But when you're hooping year round, you just kind of just hoop and are able to do what you normally do. So I haven't seen that mid range. I really wanted to see him kind of explore that a little bit more. I don't think he's going to be a good 3-point shooter for a couple of years. So him not shooting those, I really don't care. But I really think the midi is really where he needs to be able to be good at. He needs to be a 50% mid range shooter, around 45 to 50%, and I just haven't seen that growth from there. Otherwise, for his age and his skill level, I think he's still one of the best players on their team, and he sticks out when he's on the floor. The good things happen. Yeah, I think he's still got quite a ways to go before he can be like just that guy that we all think he's going to be.
Yeah, I agree. I think him playing against upper level competition during the off season, not quite NBA level, but keeping his body in condition, keeping his because supposedly he had a conditioning problem last year that people just said,
Yeah,
nah,
that was
y'all
cap.
y'all tripping, yeah, he ain't got no condition problem. And then he came out and said, yeah, I had a conditioning problem.
But
So
nah, but then he had a conditioning problem. But when Christian Wood was out, he'd be playing like 36 minutes. I just
right,
never got that, bro.
right, right.
So yeah,
I mean, as far as him, do you think I let in with that because do you think it's something similar going on with him because a lot of those Euro guys on his team is a little older than him to where he's not getting the proper minutes that you think
yeah.
he is warranted?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a respect factor there, and obviously they know he's good, but on that team they got some good players, Seti Osman and oh I forgot what the dude's name, Korkmaz. Korkmaz be balling, bro. In the EuroLeague, Korkmaz look like he damn near Paul George or something. But I think that he's one of their better players. But I think there's some seniority there, and that he's not forcing anything. But they do play through him a lot in certain stretches. There are times where they go away from him, but you can see they think about like his talent, like they know who he is. So yeah, I just wanted to see him explore. But I guess in those games, it means so much to those European players, those FIBA and all those type of competitions. Because you're playing for a country, bro. It's one thing to play for the city of Houston, but this is big to them. And for a lot of these guys that don't make it to the Olympics or get to place in the Olympics, this is their chance to play on a big stage, compete at a high level, and actually have a chance to do something. So yeah, I'm glad he's staying in shape. I'm excited to see what he's going to do when he comes back to Houston.
Yeah, I agree with totally what you were saying. But I would like to see him use a little bit more muscle. I think he's big enough to where he can probably move some people, and he's not as tall to where he can get under some people and kind of move them around. I'm not saying like Charles Barkley-esque, but you know what I'm saying? Like just move some people around, get him some space more horizontally than vertically. Get him some space so he can actually move people and then do his steps because it seemed like he does his spin and everything, and the guy's just right there. It's like he just barely getting it up over the fingertips. And I think once people predict more of his movements, that become more easier to guard if that's what he's going to do without getting true separation. Because when a guy's 6'6" and trying to do that, yeah, you can do that. But when the guy is 7 foot 6'11", you can't you gonna have to move him to get that separation. You understand? So I want to see him use more of his body and try to be more of a power than more finesse. Even though his game lends to more finesseness, try at least try to move some people with your girth.
Yeah, I think that's a cultural thing. And once he gets, if you remember when Yao first came to the league, that was the big knock on him. He was soft. Remember that? Like everybody, you like
Yeah,
7'6", you 300 pounds, you over here like trying to hook shot and sky hook and all that. So I think the Cole, once he gets acclimated to the Western American style of just play with just bully ball and things like that, I think you'll be able to see him use it more. You saw glimpses of it, but yeah, I think his strength is his girth. He's a big dude. Like one thing I love about Shangun is when he set a screen, he screened. Like dudes be
right,
feeling his screen. He be knocking dudes over and stuff like that. So use that in the paint. You're not the tallest, but you are a wide body, and just use
right,
it to get under people. I mean, we've seen guys like Paul Millsap. That's not a tall player. He's not a athlete that's jumping through anybody, but he's just gonna put his shoulder into you in the post and get his space doing that. So we've seen, like you said, Charles Barkley. There's a lot of guys. You don't have to be athletic. Hell, Zach Randolph, big old
right.
Zebo, punishing dudes in the post at 6'8", 6'9", whatever he is. Couldn't jump over a piece of paper, but still damn near had a Hall of Fame career. So yeah, man, it's just like you exactly right, man. That's what he needs to work on.
Yeah, because if he ain't gonna develop that mid range, he gonna have to have another something that's go to that can actually work over and over and over again. So if he start generating those easy buckets like that, moving people, then you're gonna have to double team him, not just because he can pass out of it, it's just and because he can actually score off of it every time if you don't double him. So I think that increases his value, that increases his worth, that increases playing time the way he won't have to get sub for certain things, what I'm saying? He'll be able to be in there, be the starting role. I'm rooting for Shangun. I'm glad he's playing over in the EuroLeague. I'm hoping this don't affect his on court play in the season. But he's 19. He should be able to play 200 games in the season and be all right, barring injury. So I'm excited to see what Shangun gonna do. I want to see him in our whole starting lineup come opening. I'm just excited for this season, and Shangun is a big part of it because we can either be confirmed and like, oh yeah, he's the next one, or we can already lay it out on the table that maybe he's not.
Facts. Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving right along to the drama that is Brooklyn Nets. We only covering the Brooklyn Nets because, like we mentioned, every time we cover the Brooklyn Nets, we so linked to them. No matter what they do, it infects the Rockets. No matter what the Rockets do, it is going to affect the Brooklyn Nets. For the next 6-7 years, we pretty much linked to the hip with these guys. So
Yeah,
we're gonna have to talk about the Nets. Sorry, we're gonna have to talk about the Brooklyn Nets. So in the news, Josiah said you can stick it up your whatever, KD. We not trading you. Kyrie is staying. I didn't put all this money into this team. I'm actually building a semi-contender, low key. If you look at all the acquisitions and things that they made, they are actually leaps and bounds better than they was last year in my eyes. So I think they actually got better. I think Ben Simmons is gonna actually play. So that's the bad news for the Rockets, though. How does this impact the Rockets in the long run, you think?
yeah. I think that the news of them signing Markieff Morris to the roster, they added, a couple of guys on the bench. You got KD saying he's going to play. Kyrie is staying. Ben Simmons is supposed to come back healthy. I mean, at the end of the day, these are like we were talking about the gambling with Danny Ainge. These are the gambles of the picks because you never know year to year what those rosters are going to roll out. It could be the situation where a few last month Rockets fans were on cloud nine because we saw the impending doom of the Nets, and now they look like the top three contender again. So it's just that's how it is. That's when you make these trades for these picks. These teams are gonna not want to make you look good. there's no way that Joe Tsai is gonna try to help any of our draft picks convert for him to help the Rockets out. So even if he got to put together a team where he overpays a bunch of average players for them just to not give us a good pick, I think that's what they're gonna do because that's the type of pride these guys have. So, the Nets are they're a better team than last year. They're going to be a playoff team. Their draft pick, I don't think it's going to be better than ours, so I doubt it converts. This pick swap that we have with them this year, because we have a pick swap this coming draft with them, and we have our pick, and then we have Milwaukee's pick as well. To me, like I've said the whole time, uh, Stone needs to be engaged in every bit of news in the NBA, which I know he is, and see if there's a way that we can leverage some of those picks, mainly the ones that are closer to us right now, to get in some action. Whether it's moving a contract, being a middleman for something, trying to get a pick out of something, trying to just be a middleman to cater to some deals, or if you see a player that's enticing to you that you might want to take a flyer on to be part of the rebuild, go ahead and make that move. But I think some of the fans have it like just sit there and wait. I'm not in that approach. That's not how you do business. When you have something that has such a rapid value, it's almost like stocks, bro. I would call draft picks like penny stocks, because them penny stocks, 1 minute you could be you buy them for 10 cents, and next, a day later they up to $2. Then the next day they back to 10 cents. So people get rich, people get broke. This is not a blue chip stock. A draft pick or the value of a pick based on a team's play is not like investing in Apple, bro. It's like investing in some overnight company, because 1 minute yes, KD is leaving, Kyrie, yay, Rockets. The next minute is okay, yeah, they're going to be a top 3 team in the East. So yeah, it's one of them deals. So I still think if you see something you like, go for it. That's where I'm at.
All right, I hear all that. So I'm gonna play devil advocate for the whole Houston Rockets fan base, because we can't lose out hope this easy. It was just looking like poo poo 3 weeks ago. I believe they just trying to mask the poo poo smell. I think the poo poo is still there. I don't think the poo poo went nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just say, you always dealing with a mercurial soul like Kyrie. It only take one linchpin to knock the whole thing down. So I'm gonna put. I'm if I'm Stone, I'm gonna see how it play out the rest of this season, and if
Okay.
not, I'm gonna see if Kyrie can still be my golden goose to throw a monkey wrench in this whole thing, so my picks just don't sour in my pocket. And
Yeah.
and based on the track record of Kyrie, it's only a matter of time before he's upset about something. And Kevin Durant is not the one that's going to put him in line, because he followed Kyrie. And then let's go to Ben Simmons, who's a whole nother basket case within his own. So let's say he get the ips one more again. I don't know his mental health. I don't know, but it's been questionable. So and we know once you have mental health problems, that's not something that just go away. It can always pop back up. The demons can always creep back up in your head. So I'm not just finna praise Brooklyn and just say, oh, we done with, we're cooked, it's over, KD is staying, because those are the same people, well, minus James Harden, with the worst Ben Simmons, if you really ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the same people that we was already having doubts about. And what's changed? What's really changed? Nothing really changed. So KD staying really don't change, because eventually he was gonna have to stay. They wasn't about to let KD walk for anything less than market value of what they think KD is worth. So I think it was all. I don't think they ever was gonna trade KD. What you gonna get? LeBron? You can't get LeBron. What
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what you
Right.
gonna get? You got KD. There's nothing out there that's worth it, because ain't nothing gonna look as appealing in their eyes of what KD is worth to that franchise. That's a golden goose to that franchise. So, number one, Kyrie. That's my first bet. He's gonna mess it up. Number two, Ben Simmons. He might just mess it up. And number three, Kevin Durant, because he's not a true leader. He's just gonna follow, and they still gonna need a leader in that locker room.
All right, I'm not mad at that. That makes sense, and in fact, that doesn't even disagree. I'm gonna pull a Stephen A. You're not even disagreeing with me. I'm gonna tell you, you ain't disagreeing with me because basically, you just spoke the other side of my point. Is that the ups and the downs? As well as you just laid that out and eloquently as you laid that out, they could go on and win a championship, bro. So that's my point. Is like at the end of the day, because of those two extremes of yes, there's probably a good chance it collapses, but there's also a chance that these dudes just show up and play basketball, just not even trying. They're just a good team because they're that cold. And to me, is like for the Rocket side of things, is always be on alert. Like it's not. I don't disagree with anything you said. It's just like this whole passive approach. Like there's nothing that will make us move. Like there's no player unless it's like Jalen Brown or some like super. Nah, there's a lot of little deals that we can make that won't impact the long term future of the team in a big way. To me, what is this swap really worth? And I think that's where people get caught up on. Like you're saving it for a percentage of a percentage. Like, bro, if you see a actual tangible asset that you can get your hands on right now for a swap that may not be nothing, you got to balance that out. And that's all I'm saying is like, let's just be realistic, bro. This is a business. At the end of the day, those draft picks are just potentials. And potential don't pay the bills, brother. So that's just my point. I still think that we have some things, and they may Stone gonna surprise some of y'all.
Yeah, like I said, I was just playing devil's advocate.
Nah, I feel you.
That's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts that needs to
Right.
happen. But history says the last couple of years, those if, ands, and buts have been happening.
Yeah, facts.
So let's.
Facts.
I'm just looking at. Let's see how it's on trend. What's gonna be the stopping point? Because nothing drastically really changed. Steve Nash still there.
Yep.
What really changed? If you had gripes with Steve Nash in the organization before this, KD, I'm assuming you still got gripes, and still if you wanted the GM fired, you did that just don't come out of left field.
Yeah, and that's not gonna go away either.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not gonna go away. So yeah,
Somebody,
that's
this is gonna end up with somebody got to either leave, quit,
yeah,
get fired, traded, sell the team. Something's gonna have to be resolved because I don't feel like they actually came to they didn't resolve nothing. Like
right.
they just put a band-aid over it. And let's
Facts.
see if we can push through the season. And that's not how you build a championship squad. If it's bro, chemistry. You can
Facts.
have all the talent in the world, but chemistry, you need that chemistry. You need everybody on the same page. And if everybody's pulling with different agendas, it might just get ugly in Brooklyn. That's all I got to say on that. So, what's going on with you, Frank? How you living? What's going on?
Man, we chilling, man. Just putting out this content. We just dropped we had the two videos that dropped. You had just dropped a video with the Jabari setting the culture for the team. And if you haven't seen that, check that out. Great video. I dropped a video with the looking at the six man. We got some more stuff. I mean, we got about less damn near 30 days till the season start. So we appreciate all the fans for rocking with us. We trying to keep each other company until some real basketball come up. So y'all know for sure once the season kick off, we got so many surprises coming up for the Chop Shop fans, man. We got so much coming up that y'all just keep supporting, keep promoting the channel, keep tuning in, keep subscribing, keep hitting the alerts when we drop the videos, and yeah, we're gonna take this to another level, man. Y'all just stay on the lookout. It's coming.
Hang with us. Hang with us. We are in the dregs of the off season right now.
Right.
We are digging deep in our bag. Trying to keep good content coming out for the Chop Shop, and we just support. We love the support and everything we getting. Keep them comments coming. Keep asking advice. We're gonna try to get to everybody. If we don't, we ain't miss you on purpose. You know,
Right.
we gonna try to get to you and answer any questions or any comments. We love the comments. Leave all the comments.
We love it. And I will argue with you. I did that F Tank 58. If I get with you, yes. If you come on, I love y'all enough. I'm gonna get on there and argue with you now. So don't come on there just saying like you gonna drop a bomb and walk off. I will argue with you. So bring some good points.
Matter of
Let's talk
fact,
about it.
speaking of, we got an instigator. I love this dude on our comments because he gonna stick to his guns. Old Judah, even though he might be wrong, even though you know a lot of people don't
Yeah.
rock with him like that, he have some takes and he be setting the comments on fire. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
seen
So
some of them 20 reply chains that
yeah,
they
he
be.
be, and I be looking at him laughing like, look at Judah, he going in on these boys right now. Even though he gonna stick to his guns. He remind me of Mike a lot. He remind me of
Yeah, he
Mike.
do.
Once
Yeah, he
Mike gets
do.
stuck in his head, he ain't moving off of that.
Yeah, appreciate all the day ones and everybody, man. We appreciate y'all, and maybe we'll start shouting out some of our some of the fans that we know that's real active on the Chop Shop YouTube page and showing y'all some love. We got so much coming up for the season, bro. Y'all just stay tuned, man.
Yeah,
Just
when
stay
the season
tuned.
comes, the content is gonna create itself. Just
Right.
give us 30 days. Give us 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to get up out of here right now. It's been good. This is nice. Always love chopping it up with my partner Frank. You know what I'm saying? F Tank 58. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on Facebook. Wherever you can find Frank at, go out our to our website. Look at Frank. He's writing the articles and stuff now, man. This is a
Right.
talented dude. So
Appreciate it.
we just trying to keep the content coming. The Chop Shop. Get with us.